Despite being a leading Caribbean nation, Jamaica appears to be trailing behind its regional counterparts in the fight against corruption. This, according to the Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index (CPI), which was released this morning. Sandy Williams reports.
The 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index (CPI) ranks 180 countries worldwide, including 11 English-speaking Caribbean states, shedding light on where nations stand in terms of integrity and governance. Jamaica now sits at 73rd place globally, slipping from 69th in 2023. While the country's CPI score remains 44 out of 100, its position relative to other nations has declined.
For the 5th year in a row, we continue to be in the very same position. What that means is that we're not doing anything to move the score.
This stagnation underscores the persistent corruption challenges Jamaica faces, especially as 120 of the 180 ranked countries scored 50 or below, indicating a widespread corruption crisis.
The vast majority of the world's peoples continue to suffer from inadequate education, health, inadequate infrastructure, arising from the diversion of public funds to the pockets of the wealthy, and from the fact that governments continue to serve the minority interests of the very wealthy few rather than of the majority.
A major focus of the 2024 CPI report is the alarming rise of climate corruption, where environmental policies and resources are manipulated for personal or political gain. This adds another layer of urgency to tackling corruption, particularly in vulnerable regions like the Caribbean. For National Integrity Action (NIA), Jamaica's standing reflects a bleak corruption landscape, demanding immediate and bold reforms.
CPI 2024 issues a call to action. A call to action advocates around the world, not only to combat corruption generally, but to combat climate corruption, specifically, which left unchecked, literally aggravates the climate crisis and the effects of that crisis, and therefore poses an existential threat, particularly to peoples in small island developing states.
The organization is calling for stronger legal safeguards to prevent the wealthy elite from capturing state power and regulatory bodies.
So my call to action this morning is simple. Will you support the anti-bribery campaign? Where will our politicians stand on this iota, this small aspect of changing our culture? Where do you stand on it? Where does your company stand on it? What will your activity be? Because the perception of corruption is not just an institutional perception. It's a perception that touches and concerns all Jamaicans.
Among the 11 English-speaking Caribbean nations in the CPI rankings, Barbados leads the way with an impressive 23rd place ranking, making it the least corrupt country in the region. Close behind are the Bahamas, St. Vincent, Dominica, St. Lucia, and Grenada, all performing significantly better than Jamaica. Meanwhile, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Guyana remain stuck with consistently poor sub-50 scores, signaling long-standing struggles with corruption perception. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.